Here is a KMC 12-inch 3 speeds oscillating fan. This is model number HF-30ND. And there's that information tag that I had talked about not that long ago. Oh jeez, what other fan did I see that on? Was it on the, was it on this one? No. Was it on this one? Nope, I don't remember where it was. I was talking to somebody. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Cole. We were talking about different manufacturers for different fans. And we're looking at something that we weren't sure where it came from, and it had that tag on it. You know what? I know which fan has it. I know which fan has it. It's that little yellow Euro ear desk fan. I don't know where in the world that thing is right now. I think it's in the cabinet, but that's where it was on. It's on this one. I thought that maybe that was like a Medea thing, but it's not, I don't think. It's something else. Anyways, so they're not very helpful because this is a weirdo fan. But there's the information's tag. It's a model HF-30ND, and the frequency is the 60 Hertz. The wattage is the 60 watts, 120 volts AC. And this was made in Taiwan. And it is an electric desk fan, 12 inches. This has a very unusual design. I've never seen anything else like it. It's got a rotary switch down here. And it looks like at some point there would have been like gold or silver paint on the raised writing. Probably same matching this, so it will be silver. I know I've seen rear motors that look like that before. So this is probably made by one of the brands that made all the other common fans too. Just for whatever reason this one has an odd design. I'm not really familiar with this name, the KMC name. This fan was in pretty sad shape when I got it. I found it at a local tag sale. It was in a garage. It was absolutely filthy, and clearly nobody cared about it anymore. It was all beat up and neglected. It hardly ran when I got it. And the bearings was all locked up and everything. It had several significant damages to it as well. I was able to repair the oscillation mechanism there. That was all cracked up and jacked up and whatever. So I fixed that. The thing here has become very brittle and yellowed, unfortunately. It of course would have originally been very shiny plastic, so-called chrome if you will. And now it's just turned into yellow, brittle. Oddly enough, the guard has still got some shine to it, even though it does have some rust to it. Blade is not warped at all, so that's good. There's some sun damage on the motor housing. You can see it's starting to turn into that powdery dust and scratch off, which is not good. You can see it there too. It's all yellowed. So this thing has been around the block quite a few times, but it's still kicking, so that's good, at least. Oh, what is that, Chinese writing on there? Yeah, it does have the Chinese writing on there. It also has the English writing on it too. That's interesting. Well, let's go ahead and turn this thing on and see how it runs. I haven't run this in a while, so It probably needs another servicing. Try not to let stuff sit as much as I have, but it's not good. Let's see if the bearings are okay. Yeah, they're kind of tight, but we'll go with it anyways. Okay, so this is the low, and that's 0.28 amps, 31.5 watts, and a power factor of 0.92. It's got a very slow low. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that or just because the bearings are having a problem. It's a nice gentle breeze. This seems like it's a good blade aerodynamically speaking. The air is coming out kind of slowly, but it seems to travel pretty far. I bet this fell at some point. As you can see here, the guard is no longer centered against the blade. And the blade itself is really out of clock, even like distance from the center is off. But the balance doesn't seem bad. It's going so slow, maybe it's just not able to be detected. It doesn't seem like it's that out of balance. In fact, it feels like it's almost in perfect balance. Okay, well, let's go up to the medium. The balance still feels really good. And it's pretty quiet. And it's moving a decent amount of air too. It's not bad. I don't know how old this is. It probably is like a 90s product. Maybe 80s. It seems kind of cheap, but not like super cheap. Usually, at least from my experience, it seems like when you get fans where the cord comes out the neck and the switch is either here or up on the motor housing, rather than having like a full set of controls here and then the wire comes out over here, this is like a cost-saving measure to use less wire. Typically, it's a little bit of a sign of cheapness, but this seems like it was relatively well made. It's 0.31 amps, 35 watts, and power factor of 0.94. Yeah, it's not bad airflow, and it's pretty quiet too. Okay, let's go to the high. I picked up a considerable amount of speed, so I think the bearings are definitely affecting the performance. That's 0.36 amps, 42 the watts, and the power factor of 0.99. So that's running pretty well below what it's rated for. It's rated for 60. Yeah, the balance is good. I'm surprised at how out of clock the blade looks. And it's pretty strong. I would say it's approaching the Lasco Galaxy with the translucent blades. It's not quite there, but it's not far off. Okay, let's go back down to low. We'll do the oscillations, which have been repaired, so they should be working correctly. Well, maybe not. The low seems a little bit too slow on this. I'm thinking that it may be like that just because the bearings are stiff. It's too bad because I kind of like it like that. The median. The high. It's got a very reasonably slow oscillation on all the speeds. Okay, and we'll show the spin down even though it's not going to be much. Yeah, it definitely needs a good servicing again. So we'll have to revisit this one and clean out the bearings again and put fresh oil in there.